Hey everybody, so I just wanted to say thank you so much for being subscribed to my channel, and if you are not yet subscribed and if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe because you will not regret it, and I promise you that. So as you can see by the title, I will be telling you guys a story time of how I got arrested and what happened during this time or whatever. So if you want to know what happened to me, then just keep on watching the video.
Maybe you should pull the fucking trigger.
Pull the trigger. Ain't nobody gonna do for you. Pull the trigger.
So this time happened around the summer of 2016, known as the best summer of everyone's lives, apparently. But not to mine because, well, it was fun, but it wasn't, you know. So I was coming back from my dad's house and I got a text, and it was from this guy. This guy wanted me to sneak out of the house to hang out because he said it would be fun. Now keep this in mind. He told me that we were just going to be driving around where I live. I live in a small town, so we wouldn't really be doing much, just chilling pretty much. So I was like, okay, sure, I'm down, whatever. First time sneaking out, why not? Because I'm a little rebel. Anyway, so I texted him, I said, yeah, I'm down. What time? And he said 11 p.m. at night. And I was like, okay, it's kind of late, but whatever. I got home and I just started like getting myself like all ready. I was like doing my makeup, putting on new clothes or whatever. And I told two of my best friends that I had at the time, and I was like, yo, I'm sneaking out with, let's say his name is, I'm gonna say his name is Bush. I don't know why, but you know. Anyway, so I texted them, I said, I'm sneaking out with Bush, and then they said, oh my god, girl, no. Uvu me. If you don't know what Uvu is like FaceTiming, but you could FaceTime 4 people at a time. So I Uvu'd them, and they're like, are you for real? Uvu me like until you leave. And I was like, okay. So I was like waiting, and the window that I snuck out of a guest room in my house. There's 5 bedrooms in my house, and then there's a guest room across from my room, and the window that I snuck out of doesn't have like a security thing on it, like a little blind thing. It's easier to sneak out, I guess. So I opened the window and I got out, and I was still on Uvu with my friends too. So I snuck out and I left like a little crack, so like when I get back I can easily come back in. So the guys text me and then they're like, I'm here, whatever, but I didn't see them. And so I waited behind my truck, and I was like, okay, I'm waiting. I was still on Uvu with my friends, and I was like, okay, waiting. And I saw this car pull up, and I was like, yo, I think he's here, I gotta go. And so I hung up. So when I got to the car, there's 3 other guys. There's a guy driving, obviously he wasn't driving, and then there's a guy in the passenger. There's Bush that texted me, and then there's another guy. I sat in the middle. Keep in mind, the guy that was driving was 15. He did not have his license. I did not know that, actually. So as the guy told me that we were going to be going around my town, he took a different turn and we were going to Phoenix. I was like, boy, what? Like, what? And I was just like keeping quiet. I didn't say anything because I was scared of, like, in the car, just, excuse me. So we were just going. I didn't say one word when we were driving. I was just sitting there in silence. They said, yo, can we use your phone because our phones we don't have any data. So I gave them my phone so they could use GPS because they wanted to go to some girl's house. So like, okay. So we were going, and we were just skirting to the girl's house, and we ended up stopping somewhere in like Phoenix or whatever. I don't know why, but we got lost for some reason, and we just stopped, and then it was 4:20 that time in the car, so they decided to do that. I was, in my opinion, I think I was peer pressure to do that. Because I didn't want, they told me to do it and I was like, okay. So I blazed it up and we left. We started heading to the girls' house. So we went to the girls' house because they wanted to chill. So we hopped the fence. And I'm 4'9", guys. I can't hop the fence for shit. So I had to get boosted up and I did not like that whatsoever. So we went into the backyard of the girls' houses and the girls were like trying to come out, but then their dad woke up and like saw them trying to come out. And then they're like, oh shoot, you guys gotta go. My dad woke up or whatever. So we left and we went back to the car. And we left and then we like went around the street and then it was 4:20 again. And yeah. So then we got another text. We got a text from the same girl and she said, you guys can come back. My dad went back to sleep. So we went back and this time we decided to just wait in the front yard for the girls to come out and they got caught. So we were just like, great. So then they just decided, they're like, let's just go back to where my town is. They're like, let's just go back or whatever. And I was like, oh, finally, thank goodness. So we went in the car and the car battery or gas ran out. I don't know which one. It was either the battery died or the gas ran out. My luck is just getting worse. See, that's why I don't do anything. We're all like, oh fuck, we're screwed. So then we were just like, oh my god, we need to figure out a way. So then we saw like a cop turn around the corner and we bolted and we hopped some fence, like some other person's house, and we like hopped the fence to like hide in the backyard or whatever so the cops wouldn't find us. So as soon as the cops were gone, we were just chilling, and then we found out that there's a gas station like 2 miles down the street and like a store because my phone died because they were using all my battery and my phone died. So we had to go to the store so I can get a charger and so we could fill cups up with gas. We were walking for an hour and this is at like 4 or 5 in the morning and we were just walking and we got to the store and I got a charger and they got some food and some drinks and stuff. So then we got to the gas station and we filled some cups up with gas because we didn't have like a little gas thing. So we filled cups up with gas and then we decided to walk back. We were walking back to the car. 2 guys started running so they can get there quicker as I was walking with some other guy. So we got there and we saw one of the guys hiding and we're like, why are you hiding? And then he was all like, and the guy, Bush's mom, was at the car. Okay, so I just wanted to add in that Bush, he stole his mom's car, so that's why she was there. And she found out and all that other stuff, just to make things clear, in case you guys got confused or whatever. And as soon as the car was fixed, she got into the car and this girl ditched. Like, she left and I was like, I'm even more fucked. I love this. So we were like, oh fuck, we're screwed. So then we decided to walk to the nearest Starbucks because I needed to still charge my phone. So we walked to the Starbucks and it was like 2 miles and this was at like 7 o'clock a.m. So the sun was already like coming up, it was shining, it was there. So we were walking. So then as we got to the Starbucks, I plugged my phone in and I started charging it and it turned on and I had hella messages. My best friend was freaking out. So many of my friends were freaking out because she told so many people. So I got so many text messages and then I got a voicemail from my mom, like 5 calls from my mom and like a bunch of text messages from my mom. I was like, oh my god. So I decided to call my mom and I stepped outside of the Starbucks and she was like yelling at me. She's like, where are you? And I told her, I was like, I'm at Starbucks. And she said, where? And I'm like, Chandler. And she's like,
girl, how did you get there?
And she's like, just send me the address. I need the address. I need to know where you are, and I'm going to come get you right now. So I told her the address of the Starbucks, and I was like, okay. And then she's all like, I have a police officer with me right now. She's all like, he wants to talk to you. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I'm like, hello. And then he's like,
is officer friendly?
And I need to know where you're at or all this other information, so me and my partner are gonna come and get you or whatever. And I said, okay, I understand. And so I hung up. So we hung up. I went back into the Starbucks, and all the guys were still in there. And I said, the cops are coming. And they're like, yo, no way, we gotta go. And I said, so you guys are just gonna leave me like that? So they got up and they left. They ditched me, and I was like, wow, love that. So I was like, okay. I was waiting in the Starbucks for an hour, and then I see these two police officers, and I was like, that's for me. And then they said, are you Megan? And I was like, yeah. And then they were just asking me a bunch of questions about the guys that I was with. So they said that I wasn't in any kind of like law trouble or whatever, that they were just in law trouble and that they needed to be found like right away or whatever. So like, I don't know where they went. They just left me, and all this other stuff that went down that night. And they said, okay, you need to come with us to go to the police station so your parents can come pick you up. So we went, and I had to go in the back of the cop car. Yeah, that was not a great feeling. So I went into the back of the cop car. I was so scared. So as I was in the back of the cop car, we got to the police station, and then the officer was still asking me a few questions. So I answered them, and then I took a fat nap because I was so tired. And this was at like 9 o'clock. So an hour later, I woke up and I saw my parents like busting. They were all like running and shit. I was like, oh my god, I'm dead. Anyway, so they walked in, and then the look on their faces, like, I could tell that they were so disappointed in me. And the officer told me to like get out real quick so they can like talk to my parents. So they were talking for a good 30 minutes now. Like, yeah, I'm fucked. So as the police officer got done talking to my parents, they told me that I was free or whatever. So we left. And as we got to the car, I was like trying to open it, and then my mom's boyfriend was like, give me your phone. And I was like, okay, let me just turn it off real quick. And then he was like, no, I need it now. And then took it, and I was like, okay. So I got into the car, and then we were on our way back to my town. And then we went to the Walgreens, and I was like, why are we here? And then they're like, because we need to get a drug test. And I was like, I was so like, I was like shook. I was like, oh. So as they got the drug test, I was just waiting in the car, and they got the drug test, and then we went back home. They told me to take it, and they're like, if you have any words to say, anything else to say before you take this, let us know, because you won't be in any trouble if you don't mind. And I shook my head, and I was like, no. And so I took it, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm screwed. So I took it, peed in a little cup, and I told them, and then they said, are you sure you don't want to say anything? You know? No. And so the test came back positive. So the look on their faces, they were so disappointed. And that night, like later in the night, they got rid of all my stuff, and all I had in my room was a mattress and a bucket to pee and poop in. And they switched my lock back. Like, the lock was in the hallway so that they could lock me in my room at night, because they didn't want me to go anywhere. So I was grounded for a good year, and I had to use this phone whenever school started. This came in handy. They told me that if I was in prison, that's what prison would have felt like, except without a window. So I'm pretty glad that I got let off easy. So thankful for that. So the moral of the story is, don't do all the dumb stuff I did. Don't sneak out for anybody, like anybody. Don't be stupid. If you were as young as me, I was 13. Just don't do that. Just wait till you're old enough to do all that. That's just my advice. Just stay away from all that stuff, because it's not worth it just to fit in with everybody, because in the end of the day you're gonna realize you're fake friends and you're real friends, because those guys didn't give a shit about me. So that's all I can say. If you stay to the end of this video, then thank you so much. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I upload every Wednesday, so make sure to stay tuned for my next upload. I'm so sorry I did not upload last week, and I promise that won't happen like rarely. Like, it will barely happen. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Peace.
By 10:30, no late.